is spend the first hour on the last new topic that I'll discuss. And the topic will be Monte Carlo. I'll of course explain what I mean by that. And the second hour, that hour may last a little longer than an hour, if you know what I mean. And the second hour, I'd like to use slides to give an overview again of what we have learned. Just go through it again, and hopefully, by going through these slides, you cement your knowledge a little bit more, and hopefully are impressed with yourselves for what you've been able to follow and understand. So, to begin with, we last lecture yesterday, we had been discussing not working to fixed order in perturbation theory, but to all orders. We had argued that if you simplify diagrams, because gluons are soft, a pattern emerges such that you see an exponential forming, an exponential of a series in alpha S. There are other methods of finding exponentials, solving renormalization group equations, and if you put all that together for a number of cross-sections that are near threshold, you find some kind of formula, and I wrote it down, that has an exponent of some all-order expression. All of this, and everything we've discussed so far, is analytical work. So it's pen and paper, maybe Mathematica or Maple. But today I'd like to discuss another very important topic in QCD, which is Parton-Shower and Monte Carlos. The name Monte Carlo already indicates that I'm not going to be talking about formulas, at least. But the idea here is, as an end product, but the idea here is that the end product is a computer program. So Monte Carlo programs, no doubt you've heard of them, perhaps some of you have worked with them as well. Names like Pythia, Herwig are very, very familiar. Sherpa to many of you. So Parton-Shower and Monte Carlo have enormous importance, really, for experiments. Because essentially what they do is they simulate emissions. Right? They try to act just like nature does, by generating event after event after event, and then having lots of particles in your virtual detector. So you can really, and simulation can be very important, not just formulas and lines on a plot, but an actual computer code simulating experiments. And this is still a hot topic, the development of that of research. For example, the matching to NLO. Parton-Showers, I'll explain it of course more, will have lots of final state particles generated. And next to leading order we have one extra gluon radiated in the Feynman diagrams, and if you want to combine them you have to worry about the overlap, and that is what the matching tries to solve. So for us, it's part of event generation. That's the word that we use for simulation, event generation, and not so much for analytical calculation. So let's have a little view of a picture of a hadronic collision. The way viewed from a Monte Carlo perspective, and it's not a diagram, it's really a bit of a cartoon. So here we have a proton coming in, and here another proton coming in. And here, well, let me just draw what we need first. And then we have this. So here we have a bit of a cartoon. In fact, here's another blog. And let me go through some of the stages, the terminology that is used in Monte Carlo simulation, Monte Carlo event generation. So here you have the proton, one proton and the other. And here are the two partons that collide to form the hard scattering. That's the hard scattering, HS. And this is a collision of spectator partons that you can imagine. Most of the proton flies do, but sometimes it's the other partons left that can also do a collision, and this is often called an underlying event. Underlying event. So a spectator collision. And these blobs here are known as hadronization. So this is when the partons produced in the hard scattering finally undergo a non-perturbative transition to pions, mesons, baryons, and all the stuff that they make. So so that's really the cartoonish picture. Right? You do event generation, there are underlying events, there is a hard scattering, and there's a hadronization phase. And in the middle is a partonic phase. So the picture also has initial state radiation. Initial state